It's Monday, 1:12 a.m. I got some stuff in the morning, but that's all right. Every Saturday I go to Costco. That's where I get my groceries. And every Saturday I got to go through the trenches of trying to get a parking spot at Costco. If you know anything about that place, then you know that it is like war trying to get a parking spot there. If you're not lined up like 6 days in advance, you got to probably wait like 10 to 15 minutes driving around in a circle waiting for a spot. Anyways, so there's two entrances into the same parking lot. One of them is closer to the front doors at Costco, and the other one is further away. And, if you're like down bad enough, you'll park there because you want to go to Costco and you don't really give a shit where you park, so you're just going to park there, and you'll deal with having to walk to the front door and then having to roll your groceries back and then having to get in your car or put the groceries in your car and then having to roll the grocery cart all the way back. Even the people at Costco don't even do that. They leave it in the middle of the parking lot. I drive in. I'm behind this dude, right? This guy drives up, immediately sees a parking spot. It is like the furthest possible parking spot that you could get from the front doors, and he parks there. The first thing that went through my mind is that why do we always settle for less when we could have more? Why is it so often that people settle for being average or settle for being less than? And I think there's one big proponent of this, and it's fear. That people are scared. That is largely what it is. People are scared, first of all, of taking responsibility. Because if you choose to do the difficult thing, if you choose to take the risk and you choose to do the thing that has an outcome that is not necessarily going to be success, then you also have to take responsibility and accountability for your actions. So if you choose to do the difficult thing that is probably not going to work, like you make the risky investment, you take the risky relationship, you go on that risky trip, you join that risky job, you get that risky job, whatever it is, you then have to deal with the repercussions if everything goes to shit. And to some people, that's scarier than just not even attempting it in the first place. To some people, the idea of having to deal with responsibility for something that they themselves did is the scariest possible thought in the world. So here's what I think. Here's what I think to people who, this is what I think to everyone out there, all of us people who are scared of taking a chance because we're scared of the responsibility that comes with it. I think you need to let go. I think we need to let go of the things that bar us from risk, which is inevitably the fear of failing, right? Even if you can't admit it to yourself, like, I don't know, maybe it's harder than we think to look ourselves in the mirror and admit that we're scared of failing at something, but maybe that is the thing that holds us back from giving it our all. Because again, like I said, when you give something your all, you've got nothing to hide behind. There's no excuse. There's no, I could have tried harder. I know I had it in me. I just didn't give it my all. Had I given it my all, I probably would have done it. No. You gave it your all and you still failed. How do you deal with that? What does someone do when they've given everything that they have and it doesn't work? Because ultimately, I think that's the fear that keeps us from trying. Is that we think that that's going to happen. That at the end of the day, we're scared that you're going to get up and you're going to do the work that you need to do for 10 years straight. And at the end of it, you're going to have nothing. That at the end of it, the fruits of your labor, the success promised from hard work is not going to show up. It's not going to be there. There's a Theodore Roosevelt quote. It's called The Man in the Arena. If you want to find it online, it's probably the best quote ever, I think. I want to get it tattooed on my rib cage. The last line, to me, is one of the greatest sentences that I have ever read in my life. So that his place shall never be with those cold and timid souls who know neither victory nor defeat. One more time. So that his place shall never be with those cold and timid souls who know neither victory nor defeat. So you know what? Like, yeah, you can sit there in fear and you can let the fear make you not even try. You can let the fear eat you alive and be the reason that you don't even give it a full shot. Sure, you can do that. And then when you die, or when you're about to die, and everything that you could have been, the person you could have become, the life you could have had, the family you could have led, all of this stuff, when it all comes back to you right before you die, you'll probably be wishing that you could give everything you have away just to go back and tell yourself when you were my age or when you were the age you are now or whenever, to just give it a shot and to not be so concerned about what will or won't be. And fuck the repercussions. If you lose your arm, you lose your goddamn arm. If you lose your leg, you lose your goddamn leg. And if you lose your life, well, it was gonna happen anyways. So I think that's what it is. I think that's why the man driving in front of me took the spot. I think it's because he feared he feared looking for a better spot, not finding one, and then being stuck with no spot.